Hello, everyone. My name is AP the Weird One, and we are back with more. Uh, Once Upon a Witch's Death, Episode 5. The festival has kicked off, and our two lovely ladies, Megan and Sophia, are on a little adventure. For this episode, they have a basically kind of like a 3-day festival. This is the second day, and we also go into a bit of the third day. This was a good episode, but a bit weird at times. I mean, it was fine. Not the direction I was necessarily expecting it to go, but it was good. Anyway, and some moments that I wasn't necessarily anticipating. We'll get into, but so to start off with, we kind of have a very bit of a funny moment where these two are apologizing to Faust, the Eternal Witch, and kind of an interesting, I guess, like kind of like a bit of a funny moment is that these the signs are all in English, but it's like and then it was like of course people are, and then they of course they speak Japanese. So I kind of found that a little bit funny. It's like, oh, it's they're everything's in English, but and this is how it is in the anime, not so much not for like Japanese. They did something a bit different. They did something different. Like usually we see signs in Japanese, but I guess because it's kind of taking place in the real world and more of an English setting, or an English setting, they have this differentiation. So I did appreciate that. But Faust is everything fine, but as a punishment, they have to do the parade, which in this case, I'm more used to a more of a daytime parade. Whereas this one you'll see is a nighttime parade. So a little different. But hey, it's nothing terrible. Just a change of taste. Something I've not experienced. But anyway, so after that's been going on, these two have a little lovely day chatting about having a good old time, exploring the town, eating food. Sophia's cut the muncher. But she does get asked the question why she notices Meg as a tears of joy, but she never, Meg doesn't reveal this, although it does happen later. She kind of gets a little bit distracted. But they have to walk around. They need to get away from the crowd. Sophia doesn't like big crowds, whatever, needs to take a break. And they run into this lovely blonde woman who, she doesn't mind them waiting there and mind their little commotions, but she's waiting there because she's hoping to meet a man from another world. She met them last year. She helped him out. He helped her out in the middle of the night, and they watched fireworks together. So I was hoping to see this man, even though it's the daytime. But hey, maybe they made a daytime chat, and they get a little bit of chatting. They find out Meg tells her that the firework people is unfortunately passed away. But Meg realized that she's in love with this person. It's like, I'm gonna make it happen. I'm gonna find this man, track him down, and I'm gonna make sure you meet up with them. And you're gonna have your moment. I'm gonna make it happen. And let's just say the discourse to finding the man was a bit funny. And like that. There's a whole bunch of people in hoodies. Like, we don't know who this is. Sophia tracks out like it's got like luck of the chance. Megas goes like demon mode like when he finds him. It's like, you get over here. I need to speak with you. And he runs away. I'm like, yeah, of course. And he makes a little comment about like, yeah, of course he's gonna run away. She's scaring him. But leads to an interesting chase. We get to see Meg use a little bit of gravity magic, and it was kind of like a nice battle, like kind of a nice chase scene. I don't know. It was very short, but I very much appreciated it. But Sophia and Meg track him down, realize, yeah, he's a wolf man. And he's obviously in love with her and everything. But he's not sure if she would love with him. But when they talk to the girls, like, yeah, of course, I'm fine with him being a wolf man. He talked about different worlds. He felt a little furry. I'm not okay with that. The Wolfman reminds me a little bit of his aesthetic. Reminds me of Shoot. I think it's Shootmon from Digimon Apply Monsters. I'll be throwing that in the profile description. thumbnail. You'll see it in the thumbnail. Or I think it's Shutmon. Yeah. So it's like, all right, we'll make it happen. If you agree to meet her on the night, we'll make it happen. And they, of course, she's like, yeah, I'll make. If you agree to make this happen, I'll do it. In between now and the fireworks display, Meg, when Meg goes out talking to the blonde woman, Meg drops Fine off with Sophia, and they have a great time. And when it comes back later, like they have to take a picture together like that. They're best friends. But then we have this more serious conversation about the tears of joy, what it all means. And Meg is doing it because she wants to help people be remembered as someone that they does good work. She's very appreciative of magic. But she does reveal what it really means, like why she's really collecting the tears of joy in order to save the life. They kind of cut away. I mean, it's nothing too. I'm surprised they did that, but whatever. And Sophia says, if it wasn't magic, you wouldn't have had this curse. But Meg's like, I love magic. There's so many different opportunities to meet people and just help people and give people joy. I absolutely love it, magic. And if magic disappeared, the world would be boring to her. She loves it. So while Sophia hates magic and wishes to go away because everything that meant something to her would disappear, including Meg, because she does see her as a friend, Meg doesn't see it that way. Like, who cares if I'm cursed? I appreciate magic for what it's given me. It's given me my life purpose. Anyway, following that, we get the good firework. We get the parade. They make her animals giant, and they have a nice showing. We see some fireworks. Meg basically creates the bombs, you could say, the magic bombs, and Sophia would be the spark. The ignition makes some beautiful fireworks. Unfortunately, she can only make about 5,000 of them, whereas Meg can basically do like 25,000 like no problem. So she has to pick up the slack. It's a good moment. But Wolf and the girl, they meet up. They see the fireworks together. She does make it happen. And the following day, we see that the two get married. The two are Wolf is still around, and he agrees to essentially marry the blonde. In order for otherworlders to say, they have to basically form a contract. Sophia does the contract, and the two are essentially married. It's a good happy moment. Now, what I do find interesting is that she does get 2 tears of joy, and I believe because she made it happen, that's how she was responsible for their marriage. She was able to make it happen. So that was nice. So she doesn't need to necessarily be the end result, but she does have to be the catalyst to kick it off if it ends happily. But with that said and done, the reason Sophia did the contract because she wanted to see if magic can make her happy. She still hates magic, but she's willing not to set her life mission to get rid of it. Potentially, she's going to make it her mission to preserve magic and maybe somehow Meg. She sees her as a true friend. Maybe something a little bit extra. I don't know. But yeah, overall, the episode was good. I like the gravity magic, a little bit of the action scene. Meg being a absolute gremlin as she normally is, and seeing the good fireworks display. That was all cool and dandy. And then the comedy aspects with Sophia being an absolute bottomless pit and being besties with Fine. that was all good moments. And also, I guess the signs in the beginning, the apologizing being in English, that was also a very good thing. But yeah, so far I still like this anime. It's still a lot of fun. Curious to where it's gonna go. I think we're gonna be meeting a new character. I would say that wrapping up Sophia's hatred towards magic was a bit interesting in 2 episodes, but okay. I mean, we make a little progress. Sophia was the mindset she needed someone like Meg or S. Barry to get her into position. So yeah, a little weird, like I said, but we'll take it. We got more story progress. We got to meet more people, meet more tears of joy. We can't stand on one blue-haired girl forever. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time for episode 6, the halfway point, supposedly. Anyway, hope you have a wonderful day. See you guys next time. Like, comment, and subscribe.